Hello, everybody. Welcome uh, to this webinar. My name is Jorge Pacheco. I'm the co-founder of Culture Connect. We are a small boutique marketing agency that specializes in branding, design, and online marketing for restaurants and small businesses and medium-sized businesses. I'm here today with our social media manager, Shruti Kapadia, and she comes with a great background in social media, and she's going to be helping us to answer questions on chat, as we go through the presentation. She comes with, like I said before, with great experience, and she's worked with great brands such as Tim Hortons, Cold Stone, Courtyard Marriott, and Forever 21. So she has a great area of experience in terms of consumer brands and how they behave in social media and things like that. So let's start digging into what we are here today for. And we're going to be talking about a few different things. We're going to be talking about social media analytics, how you should measure them. We're going to talk about the top 5 social media metrics and how to measure them. And we're going to give you at the end a bonus tip that only the marketing pros know. And at the very, very end, please make sure you stay with us because we're going to give you a free gift that's going to really make your social media reports much easier to complete and to understand. Okay, so let's start this journey. We're going to start with what social media is. Okay, and the definition, let's start with the definition of social media metrics, and that's the art and science of extracting valuable hidden insights to enable informed and insightful decision making. That's a mouthful. Let me say that again. Social media metrics is the art and science of extracting valuable hidden insights to enable informed and insightful decision making. Let's bring that down to normal terms, everyday terms. What that really means is that you take some numbers and you make sense of it. What we really are here to understand in this webinar is what kind of numbers are really valuable for our social media metrics to be able to make those decisions. Normally, this process goes beyond the usual monitoring, and it really studies the behavior of your consumers. You're going to hear me a lot talk about your audience and your target during this webinar. And whenever you're really with me or any other social media person, you're going to see how much the audience and the target comes up in the conversation, because that really is the core of your strategy. So a few of the things that we can say that are reasons why you want to start measuring your social media marketing is because it's going to streamline your decision making. It's going to give you power over what you're doing. You're going to be able to identify your target. You're going to be able to understand what kind of content you're pushing out and what type of engagement you're getting and how to bank on that engagement to be able to improve your strategy. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're an amazing restaurant, excuse me, with delicious food. You have 1, 2, or 10 locations. You have great posts. You have awesome images. You get comments, like wow, yummy, etc. Excuse me. But what happens now? What do you do with all that? Well, again, social media metrics. You need to figure out a few things, and we're going to talk about that next. There are a million of metrics that matter. If you download the insights from Facebook, if you go to your insights on Twitter, if you go to your insights on Instagram, if you look at insights on Pinterest, you're going to get a bazillion different numbers. But what are the numbers that really matter? To be able to understand what you're doing, because those numbers can be overwhelming. I mean, when you download your metrics from Facebook, you get columns and columns and columns of numbers. You just keep scrolling to the right and to the left, and it's never ending pretty much. So let's talk about this with an example. Let's say you are, for example, a cafe, a coffee house. And your coffee house goal is to convert their occasional customers to their daily customers. What do you have to measure to be able to create that success? Well, what you need to measure is your conversion rate. Let's say you're a burger restaurant, and your goal is to spread the word about your new location. What will you have to measure to do that? Well, if you're talking about that type of brand awareness, what you need to measure is your reach. But whatever your goal is, the results will vary. You need to make sure that you really pay attention to those results and really push to get those numbers to make the right decision. I want to stop here right here quickly to do a quick poll. And what I'm gonna ask for the poll is the following. Who can tell me what is conversion rate? And I'm sorry for the misspelling here. It says conversation rate, but it needs to say conversion rate. So what is conversion rate? Let's take a couple of seconds to do this. Let's take about 10 seconds, and then we can keep going. Great. So looks like everybody here knows what conversion rate means. So it's great that you guys know what this means, because this is very relevant, not only for your social media metrics, but also for your website traffic. And we're going to talk about that a little later in the presentation and how these two things go hand in hand. If you understand these different terms, for example, conversion rate or reach, you're going to be able to make more educated decisions. Now let me just remove this for a little bit here. I'm going to end the poll, and I'm going to go into a few more different terms, and these are the top 5 social media metrics that we recommend you should be paying attention to. Again, like I said before, there are a bazillion different things that you can take into consideration, but for starters, this really will help you to make decisions that are educated in terms of modifying or improving your social media strategy. So we're going to talk about these 5 different things, and I'm going to start with reach. So the reach really refers to the total number of different people that have been exposed at least once to your posts during a given period. Say, for example, if I push a specific post about a burger or about a steak or about a drink this morning, then the reach will be how many people have been seeing this in their newsfeed. You want to produce content that gets the highest possible reach. And here we're talking about all organic reach. So all these numbers that you're going to be measuring have to do with organic reach, not paid reach. Okay. So your goal, again, is to produce content that gets the highest possible reach. You need to make sure, like we've talked about during the Western Expo presentation, you need to make sure that you always go back and compare. Go back to the previous day, go back to the previous week, go back to the previous month. Compare, compare, compare to figure out what kind of metrics have worked for you, what worked for you each month, each day, excuse me, each week. Then right here, you can see a couple of different screenshots. One is for Facebook and one is for Instagram. Like you see, for people reach, we have an increase of 53%. And again, this is only organic. During our presentation at the Western Expo, we talked about how all the different platforms have changed their algorithm, and this has caused organic reach to decrease dramatically. For example, back from 2015, 2014, we had a huge percentage of reach with the organic posts. But right now, because of the algorithms, between 5 and 1%, it's what's normal. So for example, if you have 10,000 followers, most likely only 100 people will be actually seeing your post in their news feed organically. So you need to make sure that you continue growing your following, so your reach organically continues to grow as well. Let's talk about the next metrics that we recommend that you need to pay attention to. That is followers. How many followers you have matters less than who your followers actually are. Let me say that again. How many followers you have matters less than who your followers actually are. Once again, it's all about your audience. Right now, like nowadays, across all different marketing platforms, it is not so much the push, it is the pull marketing. So you're not pushing, it's not everything about your brand. You need to make sure that you engage, and the only way to engage is to really get those followers that are there for you because they love your brand, not that they're there for you just because they like all the pages that come across their way. So for example, for a local restaurant, most of their followers need to be the local audience. Very important. And this is even more true if you're a neighborhood restaurant, 1 or 2 locations. You need to make sure that your audience is local and hyper-local. That's your core audience. That will make more of an impact than having 1 million global followers. I'm pretty sure that everybody wants to have $1 million, 1 million global followers, but it doesn't make sense if it's not the right audience. It's not gonna do anything for your brand. So while measuring your social media metrics, pay attention to your followers' growth on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis, just like you do with your reach. You need to ask yourself a few questions. Are you gaining followers? Are you losing them? Or are the numbers the same? And as you answer these questions, for example, are you gaining followers? If the answer is yes, you need to go back to see what is causing that increase in followers. If you're losing them, you need to go back and see what's causing that decrease. Is it that you're just not posting enough relevant content, or are you posting too much? Are the numbers the same? Why is it stagnant? So it's important to know these metrics because it will help you rectify what it is that you did on your social media that affected your change in the following. Again, whether it is a positive or a negative change. This will help you decide your aim and grow faster each month. Let's talk about the next one. That is engagement. Engagement on social media is when people take action on your page. It's the total number of likes, comments, shares, and post clicks you get. Okay, so it's all those things combined. And organic engagement has been decreasing for the past few years because, again, all the algorithms have changed. So to maintain your engagement momentum, you need to make sure that your content is emotional. We also talked about this during the Western Expo presentation. You need to make sure that you evoke a reaction, whether it is frustration, anger, happiness, sadness, something. You need to make sure you provoke something. When you provoke that emotion, you create a connection. And when you create that connection, then people will tend to engage more. Again, whether it is with a like or a comment or a share or any type of reaction for your post. But that connection needs to be created with a emotional reaction. Okay, a lot of restaurants and a lot of other businesses really tend to spend too much time in the quality of an image. And yes, I'm not gonna lie, that's very, very important, even more in the restaurant realm. But a lot of times also, you can have an image that's not so beautiful, but can have a lot of engagement. Or you can have a video that can be taken with your iPhone, you know, and it can create even more engagement than a professional edited video. So it's all about how you create that connection. Your engagement percentage should always go up each month. And along with that, also measure every mention, review, and message that you get or that you respond to. I'm gonna say it again, every mention, every review, and every type of message that you get or that you respond to. Just make sure that you measure that. What kind of mentions are you getting? Who are the brands that are mentioning you? What kind of reviews are you getting? Are those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars? What is making people giving you 1 stars or 5 stars? Those type of measurements are going to also help you to create your content and figure out how to create that connection and spark that emotional engagement. Remember to always engage also. It's a two-way conversation, like I said before. Right now, nowadays marketing, it's not a one-way conversation. It's not push, push, push. You also need to pull. And to do that, you need to create a two-way conversation in which you respond to your audience, to everything they say, whether it is good, bad, or so-so. You respond to them. If it's a mention, you respond to them and you thank them. If it's a review, you respond to them. Doesn't matter if it's negative or not. If it's a comment or a private message, you make sure you respond to that. That's what makes them loyal. That's what makes them engage with you more and more and with your brand. The next one is pages to watch. And this is a really neat, specifically for Facebook, this is a really neat thing that they have. And it really helps you to figure out what your competitors are doing. Keeping an eye on what's working and not working for them will help you to know if your efforts are paying off well, and if there is something you should be adding from your social media strategies each month. If you see this screenshot, we have a few different restaurants that are considered our competitors, so we can really watch what they're doing in terms of likes, what they've done last week, how their posts are performing, what kind of engagement they've had, during a certain period of time. And then we can with this we can go to their page and see really what is it that they're doing for, say, if a specific post for them went viral, what did they do right or wrong to be able to have that post that went viral. So this tool is really, really, really helpful because it's going to help you to really keep an eye on your competitors and make sure that, based on that, on what they do, you also can make decisions. Now, a key component of this metrics pages to watch is that you're watching and you're learning. You're not copying. I would strongly suggest you and recommend you to stay away from copying what others do. That's their strategy. You are just following them and watching them to see what works for them and what doesn't, so you don't make the same mistakes, or you bring some of what they do into your strategy, but you do not copy what they do. Okay? So the next one is post types, and this is the last metric that we recommend that you should be paying attention to. So what is the type of content that you're pushing out? That really is the question that you need to answer yourself when you start measuring post types. So get into your Facebook page, go to Insights, and click on Posts, and then on Post Types. It's really, really easy to get there. I'm going to repeat it again. You go to your Facebook page. At the very top of your Facebook page, you will have an option that says Insights. Then when that page opens, you're going to click on Posts, and then on Post Types. Okay, that's going to take you to this screenshot that we have here. So here you're going to see what type of content is performing well for you. Is it videos? Is it pictures? Is it external links? Is it blog links that to blog articles that you've written? So you need to start identifying these type of things to make sure that you push the content that your audience is going to respond to. If they view more videos, then let's do a little bit more videos and keep them engaged. If they like more, if you see that the blog posts are performing a little better, then let's give them a little bit more. If there is a mix, then let's continue with that mix. But within the mix, you also are going to have to notice that there is one over the other that you're going to have to push more of. So the quantity of your content also plays a big role here. Are you publishing too few or too many posts? Ask that question to yourself as well. Too few, you might not have the engagement that you're looking for, or the reach that you're looking for, or the conversion that you're looking for. Too many, you might just overwhelm your users and they might not pay attention to you. Are you publishing enough videos? Do you have a good ratio in terms of videos versus pictures, or vice versa? You want to push out enough content for your audience to enjoy and for them to create that emotional connection with your social media persona and tone of voice. So keep track of the type of content that you're pushing out, and so you can keep on top of what kind of pieces are performing the best, okay? Now, the type of post also goes hand in hand in terms of what is the best performing post, whether it is daily, weekly, or monthly. So you also need to pay attention to this, because this will also help you to decide what kind of content is what people are looking for. For example, yes, it might be that your videos have the best engagement and the best reach, but maybe your best post was a picture, for the week. So go back to that picture, to that post that had a picture, and see why that performed better that week over videos. Was it the actual picture? If it was an amazing picture, that's awesome. Or was it the actual text for the post that you wrote? So let's make sure you do that as well. We're done with this part of the presentation. I really want to jump right now onto the bonus tip that we want to give you. And this is a really nice thing to know, because a lot of people just stop with social media metrics, and even if they know how to read it and how to apply the readings to improve their strategy, they don't go beyond that. So what we want to share with you is how your social media metrics and your Google Analytics make the perfect match. Again, a lot of people just stop with their social media metrics and they don't do anything else. They don't go beyond that. But if you put these two together, then you have a winning combination that's going to help you not only improve your social media strategy on the social media realm, but also connect it with how you convert on your website, and therefore bringing foot traffic into your restaurant. So let's talk a little more about this. To get the best result from your social media marketing, again, pay attention to your website analytics and your website traffic. This will allow you to create a goal for your social media planning. And I'm going to talk about three main social media metrics that you can connect with your website analytics. Now, again, Google Analytics is going to give you a ton of different metrics, and you can dig and dive into those metrics, and you're going to find a lot of valuable resources and numbers that you can use to improve your website, to improve your foot traffic to your restaurant. But right now, we're going to talk about what we consider the top three Google Analytics that you need to keep in mind. And we already talked a little bit about why they're important and how they will help. So I'm just going to jump over the next slide. And the first slide will talk about total traffic. So total traffic is it's really similar to reach in terms of social media, but the difference here is that it is completely based on your website traffic, okay? So it is basically the total number of people who have visited your website during a given period of time. In Google Analytics, you can set this period of time to be a couple of days, to be a day, to be a week, a month, a few months. So the total traffic will be that number of people that had visited your website during that given period of time. So in terms of how you link this to your social media strategy, what we recommend is that you add your website links to most of your social media posts and blogs, and all this will help you to get more traffic from your social media traffic channels to your website. And once on your website, they can take action, which is the main purpose to digital marketing anyways. Your social media goal here is to convert your followers to customers, okay? So once you start using those specific links from your website on your social media, then you can start seeing how those things relate to one another. And then you can start putting numbers for your ROI. For example, if you have an online ordering web page, you can start pushing promotions and offers through your social media platforms that direct people to your website, to that specific page. The Google Analytics will show you how many referrals you have had from your social media platforms to that specific page. And then, like I said before, you put an ROI number to those referrals, okay? Another great way to improve how you track this type of traffic to your website is using UTM links. And I'm gonna do a quick poll for this one too. Not this one, polling. Okay. Give me one sec. Just bear with me a second. I'll do this really quick. Okay, unfortunately, it seems that it's not working. I really wanted to know if you guys knew what an UTM link is, but I'm not going to spend too much time here. Maybe you can share with Shruti on our chat if you think you know what an UTM link is and what you use it for. So let's take about 5 seconds or 10 seconds to do that, and then we can continue. In the meantime, I want to continue to talk about these links and how you can use it. Another idea would be, for example, if you have a reservations page, you can also push your reservations through your social media and then refer people back to your page. And then with those referrals, you can start measuring and really apply ROI numbers to how many reservation referrals you've had from social media to that page. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what an UTM link is it is just a simple piece of code that you can attach to a URL or a link in order to track a source, a medium, or a campaign name. And you can, there are a few different ways in which you can set up a UTM link. But the most common is through Google URL Builder. You simply, open your browser in Google URL Builder, and then the option will come up at the very top, and that's how you, once you get to the page, you simply enter a few different details about your campaign, and Google will automatically generate that link that will be attached to, for example, your online page or your reservation page or your gift cards page, just to give a few examples, okay? So once you have that UTM link, that's gonna give you a more exact information in terms of your referrals, okay? Because it's, with the regular way that I was explaining before, which is just copying and pasting your regular link, say www.myrestaurant.com/online ordering, just copying that link to your social media is going to give you referrals and traffic information. But if you have your UTM link, it's going to give you exact details of that referral. Sometimes Google, when you use those, the direct link, like the // ordering, sometimes Google tends to be too general. So that's why we want to get those UTM links in the mix. Okay, now let's talk about the next metrics, which is source of traffic. And source of traffic means where your traffic is coming from. And it is another very important metric to look at. So take a look to see whether you're getting more audience from your social media, from your blogs, from your Google search, which is direct traffic, or referrals from other websites that you are attached to. Tracking where your audience is coming from will help you highlight the source, and this will help you strategize what platforms you need to pay close attention to. So what this means is that if you know where your audience is coming from, then you can pay more attention to that and nurture it more. Or if you have a channel or a medium that you want to nurture because you want to improve the performance for that, then you know how to identify it. So for example, let's say you do social media marketing and you do email marketing, and we have our direct traffic to our website. Our source of traffic is going to tell us how the percentage and how many visits we've had from social media, from email marketing, and from our direct organic traffic to our website. Direct traffic is people simply going to their browser and their search engines like Google or Yahoo, or the browser field at the top, and just typing in the URL to your restaurant or your business. That's direct traffic. So if you see that you have enough direct traffic, then maybe maybe you want to push that more, or maybe you don't want to push. You decide that that's enough, and you want to pay more attention to social media or email marketing referrals and figure out that strategy from there. Okay, so it really is a really good tool to be able to make those type of decisions. Maybe you've already spent enough dollars to improve your organic traffic with your regular SEO. Now, why don't we just spend some of those dollars in creating a more powerful and robust referral strategy from social media to your traffic? To your website. The next and last one is top performing landing pages. And this is also very important, because if you're directing social media posts to specific landing pages on your website, such as your reservation page or gift card page or your online ordering page, then it is very important to know this statistic. How many clicks do you get, for your top performing landing page? Where did major traffic come from? Was there a conversion? So you need to know all these different the answers to all these different questions to be able to make the right decisions for your audience and for your business. Okay. Maybe you want your audience to be redirected to a different page, or maybe you want your audience to take a different action on that top performing landing page. Say, for example, if your top performing landing page is your reservations page, and you're not getting too much traction for your online ordering, so maybe a decision that you want to take would be to maybe add a call to action in your reservations page for online ordering as well. Or maybe it's the holiday season and you want to push those sales. Maybe you also want to add a CTA or a call to action for gift card purchasing on your reservation page, if that's your top performing landing page. So you can cross promote, and this is the type of decisions that you can make if you know this type of numbers and metrics. So Google Analytics landing pages report will tell you which of your website's pages are getting the most traffic, and most importantly, where that traffic is coming from. Okay, all this makes it easier to plan your marketing strategy and make sure that it is successful. Okay. Now, this is the end of the presentation and the webinar. I want to talk a little bit about what we have here at Culture Connect to offer. We have a few different packages in terms of how we create our content, for our clients. Some of our clients are not quite ready for the full on posting every day or a few different times a day. So they can start with the basic. Some others are, already ready to do a few more posts every a day or every day. Some others are ready to really go full on out and have a better marketing strategy that really engages with their constituency. And really, all these packages vary in terms of how many posts you want a week or a day, or whether you want response management. Response management really is answering to every single comment or every single review or every single share, every single mention that you get for your brand. Whether you want audience building, and we talked about this a little bit during the Western Expo, for example, with Instagram growth. So if you want to grow this, your Instagram followers, that's another part that we can revisit. But it really all depends what you really want to do. And these are questions that we normally ask our client that they need to make themselves. Whenever you are ready to take the first step for any marketing strategy, you really need to make sure that you ask these 3 questions to yourself. And that is, what do I want to do? What should I do? And what can I afford? So 3 main questions. What do I want to do? Is a very personal and subjective question, because many times business owners in general, their business is their baby, and it's what they normally consider marketing as what they want to do. But marketing goes beyond that subjectivity. The subjectivity comes in the form of the audience, but not necessarily in terms of what I want to do, because what I want to do might not be necessarily what is good for my business. The next question is what I should do. Okay, and this is where we come in to give you a hand in terms of understanding or defining your brand's personality, your tone of voice, especially for social media. You really need to develop that tone of voice and that personality to be approachable and human. And lastly, what can I afford? Okay, and you need to be truthful to yourself in this sense, because you might not be able to afford at the point where you are everything that you should be doing. So you need to make sure that you are honest with yourself. So you can take a look at our packages. They are on our website, cultureconnect.com/product/social media packages. On that same website, we also have the Instagram Instagram followers growth packages, and it will be, instead of social media packages, it will be Instagram followers. Shuri will put that on the chat, so you guys can also take a look at that. And what that one does really is it accelerates the growth of your followers in an organic way. We do a few different strategies to reach your local and hyper-local audience with a combination of hashtag targeting and audience and competitors, followers targeting. So all that combined helps you to really accelerate that growth with actual real followers that are interested in your brand, okay? Not fake followers or purchase followers or things like that. It's actual real followers interested in your brand. And we know this because of the strategy of the hashtags and the competitors' followers and the influencers targeting. So take a look at that as well. These are very comprehensive packages that we believe will really help you to push you to the next level. Now I'm done with my sales pitch. The last thing that I really want to give you guys is the what I promised. You know, since you stayed all along, I really have a, you know, I want to give you this free gift, and it's our social media reporting toolkit, and it includes a report template. And to use the report template, all you have to do is enter your metrics, and your report is ready to prove your social media ROI. It's available on Keynote and PowerPoint, and the kit also includes a step-by-step detailed guide of everything you need to know about social media reporting and analytics. So look out for your email, check your inbox in the next 15 minutes, and then download the kit right away because it's gonna be there for a limited time. So make sure you do download the kit because it has two very valuable tools that we are pretty sure that that will help you a lot. So with that said, I'm going to open this to questions. Shuri is going to answer the first question, and then I continue. You know, I'll make sure I'll check some of the other ones and answer those as well.
Hi everyone, thank you, Jorge. So the first question that we received while Jorge was doing the webinar is, what is the best time to post on social media? What is the time? What is the day? This is a common question and we get it a lot. So the best time, what we have seen on Facebook is on weekdays between 1 to 4 p.m. And on weekdays, it's normally in the morning between 10 to 12 a.m. 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the mornings on weekends. And but personally, the best time to post on social media would be when your followers are active. So that answers the first question. For the other questions, I'm gonna give it back to Jorge.
Okay, I have another question here that says, what's the best way to gain followers organically? We are true believers of relevant content. If your content is not relevant, then you're not going to have that reach to gain new followers organically and to gain engagement. Okay. Now, the key here is to be able to have that content that's so relevant and that provokes such an emotion and such a connection with your audience that they're willing to share it. Okay. Not necessarily enough to like it or, you know, create a reaction in terms of the little heart or the happy face or things like that. That's great and amazing. But if they share it, all their contacts and followers on their specific account are going to see that. And their contacts, and their contacts. And that's going to become a chain. So if you want to really grow your followers organically, you really need to make sure that you spend time figuring out how to get people to share and how to get people to mention you. And this is where audience building comes into consideration, because if you spend time, you know, for example, contacting influencers or, you know, asking for reviews from your guests and things like that on, for example, Facebook reviews, then all those different things will help you to increase your reach and increase your brand awareness. And really, social media, it really is a brand awareness tool. It, you know, more than a conversion tool, it's a brand awareness tool that allows you to have conversion. But it's primarily work is to create that brand awareness. I have another question here does everything you just talked about also correlate to social media ADs? I'm confused here what ADs mean. Huh?
Ads.
Ads. Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Let me repeat the question. Does everything you just talked about also correlate to social media ads? Okay, the answer to this is yes. You can grow your social media following organically, but it's going to be a very slow growth, like with organic SEO for your website. If you do organic search engine optimization for your website, it's going to be a very slow growth. But how it happens with organic SEO, when you do that organic growth, that's what stays with you. When you do, for example, the PPC SEO for websites, it's very ephemeral, and it kind of like just happen when as long as you're paying. With social media, it happens something similar. The organic growth normally stays with you because those are the people that really want to be loyal to your brand. And then you create a paid strategy that, in combination with your organic growth strategy, will help you grow and increase the number of followers, which in turn will help you increase the number of engagement and the brand awareness and memory units that you have for your brand. So the answer is yes, both go hand in hand. It just accelerates a little more your reach and your conversions. So for example, if you wanted to promote happy hour or a specific event or a specific promotion or offer for your restaurant, I would definitely recommend that you do some sort of boosting or paid strategy for that. So you get a little bit more exposure and a little bit more engagement. Let's see if we have any more questions. Okay, I think this is pretty much it. Thank you so much. Again, check out your inbox and within the next few minutes so you can download the reporting tool that's going to have the template, and it's also going to have that PDF with a few different points in terms of everything that you need to know about social media reporting. Make sure you download it. It's going to be up in the cyberspace for a limited time. So once you download it, save it, and let me know what you think. If you have any other question, I'm here through my email. And if you visit our website, you're gonna find there our phone number. You can also call us and ask us any question about any concern or comment that you can have. And we're here to help you. We're here for you. Thank you so much for staying with us all along this presentation, and we'll see you next time.